Welcome back to Java Internals Crashcasts. I'm Sheila, and today we're continuing our journey through Java version comparisons. We'll be diving into the differences between Java 8 and Java 9. Victor, are you ready to explore the exciting changes that Java 9 brought to the table?
Absolutely, Sheila. Java 9 was a significant release that introduced some game-changing features. I'm looking forward to discussing how it built upon the solid foundation of Java 8.
Before we dive in, let's start with a quick quiz for our listeners. Here's the question. What new tool introduced in Java 9 allows developers to interactively evaluate declarations, statements, and expressions of Java? Think about it, and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the episode.
That's an intriguing question, Sheila. It's definitely something that changed how developers interact with Java. I'm curious to see how many of our listeners are familiar with this tool. It's a feature that might not be immediately obvious but has significant implications for development and learning.
Indeed, Victor. Now, let's set the stage for our listeners. Java 8 was released in March 2014 and was a long-term support LTS version. Java 9, on the other hand, came out in September 2017. Can you give us a brief overview of why Java 9 was such a significant release?
Certainly, Sheila. Java 9 was a landmark release because it introduced several major features that had been in development for years. The most prominent of these was the Java Platform Module System, also known as Project Jigsaw. This was a fundamental change to the Java platform's structure. Additionally, Java 9 brought improvements to existing APIs and introduced new tools to enhance developer productivity.
That sounds like a lot of changes. Let's start with the module system. Can you explain what it is and why it was introduced?
Of course. The module system was introduced to address the challenges of creating and maintaining very large applications. It allows developers to break down their applications into smaller, more manageable modules. Think of it like organizing a large library. Instead of having all books in one big room, you divide them into different sections or floors, each with its own purpose and access rules.
That's a helpful analogy, Victor. So, how does this differ from how things were done in Java 8?
In Java 8 and earlier versions, we relied heavily on the class path to manage dependencies. This could lead to what's called class path hell, where it was difficult to manage conflicts between different versions of libraries. The module system in Java 9 introduces a higher level of organization and explicit dependencies, making it easier to create more reliable and maintainable applications.
I see. So it's like going from a flat file system to a well-organized directory structure. Now, you mentioned a new tool that enhances developer productivity. Could this be related to our quiz question?
You're on the right track, Sheila. Java 9 introduced JShell, which is a red eval print loop, REPL for Java. It allows developers to interactively test Java code snippets without the need for a full compilation cycle. This is especially useful for learning, prototyping, and testing small code fragments.
That sounds incredibly useful. Are there any other improvements in Java 9 that developers should be aware of?
Absolutely. Java 9 made several enhancements to the Stream API, which was introduced in Java 8. For example, it added new methods like takeWhile, dropWhile, and ofNullable. These methods provide more flexibility in working with streams of data.
Could you give us a real-world example of how these new Stream API methods might be used?
Sure. Let's say you're processing a list of transactions and you want to analyze all transactions up to the first negative amount. The takeWhile method would be perfect for this. It would allow you to create a stream of all positive transactions up to the first negative one without having to process the entire list.
That's a great example, Victor. Are there any other notable changes in Java 9 that we should discuss?
Yes, there are two more I'd like to mention. First, Java 9 introduced collection factory methods, which provide a concise way to create small, unmodifiable collections. For instance, you can now create a list of numbers more easily than before. Secondly, Java 9 allowed private methods in interfaces. This might sound strange at first, but it's actually quite useful for sharing code between methods in an interface without making that code public.
Those both sound like they could significantly improve code readability and organization. Now, are there any common misunderstandings or pitfalls that developers should be aware of when moving from Java 8 to Java 9?
Great question, Sheila. One common issue is that the module system can be a bit overwhelming at first. Developers might struggle with how to properly organize their applications or libraries. It's important to remember that you don't have to reorganize everything right away. You can adopt the module system gradually. Another pitfall is assuming that all Java 8 code will work unchanged in Java 9. While Java 9 strives for backward compatibility, some previously accessible features might now be hidden, potentially causing errors in existing code.
Those are important points to keep in mind. As we wrap up, Victor, what would you say are the key takeaways for developers moving from Java 8 to Java 9?
I'd say the key points are: Point 1. Understand the basics of the module system and how it can improve your application's structure. Point 2. Explore JShell for quick prototyping and learning. Point 3. Leverage the new Stream API methods for more expressive data processing. Point 4. Use the new collection factory methods for creating small, unchangeable collections. Point 5. Be aware of potential compatibility issues and plan for gradual adoption of new features.
Excellent summary, Victor. Now, it's time to reveal the answer to our quiz question. The new tool introduced in Java 9 that allows developers to interactively evaluate Java code is JShell. This REPL tool has indeed changed how developers can interact with and learn Java. That brings us to the end of today's episode. In our next episode, we'll be comparing Java 9 and Java 10, so stay tuned for more exciting Java developments. Remember to subscribe to Java Internals Crashcasts and leave us a rating if you're enjoying the series. Your support helps us continue creating these in-depth explorations of Java internals. Until next time, happy coding.